even Christians as aliens. RSS views everybody who does not belong to the classical Hindu tradition is an alien.
Can I then come to, I've got 4 placards here: good, excellent, average and bad. I know it's too early to comment on a government that is still only in its infancy, but given the general contours, how do you rate it, Jagannathan? If I were to ask you good, bad, average, excellent, and one reason for it, how would you rate the cabinet that has emerged around Narendra Modi?
I think I will put it as good, because I think it's not right, though I am not overwhelmed by the choices he has made, but what he has done is he has made the PMO the center of the things, and he has brought power back into the PMO, and that is emphasized in the cabinet he has done. So I think I would say it's a good start, but we still have to see how it functions.
A good start. Dipankar Gupta, good start. How do you rate it? If you've got, a good, you can take it yourself, good, bad, average, excellent.
Yeah, as I was just
put it up, what you choose.
Well, I think at this point in time, I'll say it's good.
Okay, good.
For the simple reason that, as was just mentioned, that the Prime Minister emphasizes authority, and that's something we need very badly. The second thing is because the Prime Minister has gone against dynasts, and that's very, very important. So,
the closest to a dynast is Harsimrat Kaur,
yeah, but
who's being brought in by the Akalis.
The point which Sanjay made earlier, and I think I want to just say something on it,
yes,
that Manmohan Singh didn't encourage young talent, but where were those young people? They were all dynasts. So they weren't really young, they were 3 or 4 generations old.
And they were also kept as ministers of state without being given too much of work till the very end.
So they were not young people at all. Now let's see if this lot of young people really amount to something. Finally, you don't need talent, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to run a government.
Right.
Governments can be run by anybody. What you need is direction. And if there's direction here, the government will do well. The fact of the matter is, there are many unanswered questions. We talk about defense and private, involvement in defense.
Right.
But think of things like health, education, informal labor. Who's talking about these things? None of them. Not Modi, not even Manmohan Singh for that matter.
In fact, these are important ministries. Labor, for example, it's been a ministry which has been dormant for much too long. I know that Sudhindra has been very keen on health and sanitation, and these are ministries that have never got the importance that they have in the past. How do you rate it as a first view? These are all first views, because we're still waiting for the final distribution of portfolios.
I would rate it as good.
Right.
For one simple reason, that yes, you've got experience, and perhaps the best which is available at this point in time. But more important, I am very pleased with young ministers of state with independent charge, because they...
How do you define young? I have only one minister in the 30s. I only have a 38-year-old Smriti Irani.
I would say in the Indian...
Do you depend on age, or is it the fact that they are young and energetic in terms of the fact that they are new to the
young
job?
and energetic.
Yeah.
I would put anyone below 50 as young and energetic.
Normal blood pressure.
Anyone below 50? I thought you'd say that you're young at heart. You've got to be young at heart at the end of the day, Mr. Bharat. But you believe that's an important
That's an important... The other thing is...
Yes.
These are people who will be operating against a man, under a man who has wide administrative experience.
Right.
The problem of government, 90% of it, is getting things done. Today, if you have 700,000 crores of projects ready but not taking off, that's a question not of legislation but of fixing the anomalies which have arisen. So, if you have a person with experience, and I would hope he would drive these young ministers.
Okay, I hope he will. I think we all hope that he drives them to work harder. Your first rating, your immediate rating is good.
Mine is, of course.
Yours are good.
Mine is good.
Okay, so Modi is getting lots of goods.
It's the Council of Ministers, a good mix of experience and enthusiasm. There are many people who are first-timers, but they are enthusiastic. And unless they get a chance, and he has given them a chance, they will not shine.
And you even got a Dr. Harshvardhan, who's a proven candidate in the health ministry. After a long time, I might have a doctor actually in the health ministry.
No, he's not just a doctor. He's not just a doctor.
That was a disaster.
He's not just a doctor.
Yes.
He has been the health minister of Delhi. And as health minister of Delhi, he had a fantastic performance.
He ran the polio campaign also.
Polio campaign, and his contribution to polio eradication in the country has been perhaps greater than anyone else's. When the media normally talks of the big 4 ministries, what is going to make far greater impact on the future development of India is ministries like HRD, health, rural development. Rural development has such a huge outlay, and these ministries need to be governed well. They need good leadership. The Prime Minister, of course, can give direction, but you need good ministers who are competent, who are completely dedicated, and show results.
So you're saying, in a sense, change our definitions of what constitute the top ministries. Perhaps the media is partly responsible for that. When we look at top
we look at
ministries,
we look at ministries, we look at secretaryships that are glamorous.
That's right.
See, there is no glamour in tribal welfare. There is no glamour in water resources, especially now that they have given a very specific charge of Ganga, cleaning up the Ganga.
No, I take your point.
No, these are
we could find in the portfolios another interesting phenomenon which we've not discussed yet, which is transport being linked together. We are told that Mr. Gadkari may have an expanded transport ministry, possibility of an expanded energy ministry. Certainly coal and power may come under Piyush Goyal as one ministry. So some interesting developments. But your rating, Dr. Baru, how are you rating it? Good, bad, average, excellent?
No, it is certainly good. I think it's a very good start, and some of what many people have already said suggests that there are some interesting ideas underlying this. But I just want to add to the comments made by others. It's quite fashionable these days to say, oh, health and education is more important than defense and finance or external affairs. But at the end of the day, we are a federal republic. The state governments have a much more important role to play in areas like education, sanitation, rural development. The center only gives money. The programs are implemented by state governments. At the end of the day, the center is about foreign policy. The center is about defense. The center is about macroeconomic policy. And the center is about infrastructure. The big infrastructure projects like roads and railways and civil aviation, etc. So let's not forget that there are certain ministries which are important because they are central ministries.
Right.
And there are many other ministries which are very, very important, but they are state responsibilities. The center can only give money or may give ideas, but implementation is at the state level. I mean, literacy, for example, is in the realm of the states. So, having said all these fashionable things, the politically correct things that, these are more important than that, but end of the day, it's the Cabinet Committee on Security that's the core of the central government.
Okay, Cabinet Committee on Security, the core of the government. I have 10 seconds left before I take my break. Kumar Ketkar, how are you rating it? Good, bad, average, excellent? Are you going to go against what everyone else is saying? Most people rating it good at the moment. Kumar, quick response.
No, I don't mind giving good. But the point is whether they are from good to average or good to excellent will depend on how they perform.
Okay.
So actually it is an opportunity for them to convert that good into excellent or to average.
You're using that old editorial line, time will tell. Time will tell whether this good is translated into excellent or whether the good ends up in average. But clearly, most people believe that Mr. Modi has made the right start. Maybe it's the honeymoon effect that the man is having at the moment. Let's take a break. As we head into that, Smriti Irani, she's going to be one of 6 cabinet ministers who are women. For the first time, perhaps, as many as 25% of our cabinet will be women. That's another positive start as we look ahead to the power of 49. Back in a moment.
मैं ऐसा ही कहूँगी कि मैं एक मध्यम वर्ग से भी कम मध्यम परिवार में जन्मी हूँ और हमारे परिवार में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग सपना देखते थे एक सर पे छत और 2 वक्त की रोटी कमाने के लिए एक अच्छी सी नौकरी हो। जीवन में कभी नहीं सोचा था कि देश को समर्पित करने का एक मौका आएगा अपने जीवन को और मैं आज आभार व्यक्त करती हूँ भारत के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के प्रति और मेरे संगठन और हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष राजनाथ सिंह जी के प्रति कि मुझे ये मौका दिया, ये दायित्व दिया। पूरा चुनाव लड़ा सुशासन और विकास के मुद्दे को लेकर। मैं देश की जनता को आश्वस्त करना चाहती हूँ कि सुशासन और विकास के इस मुद्दे पर हमने जितने वचन जनता को और देश को दिए उन वचनों की हम पूर्ति करेंगे।